Mr. Jacobs, the Office of Legal Counsel at the Department of Justice issued an opinion letter in 2017 stating that oversight requests from, quote, individual members of Congress, including ranking minority members, do not trigger any obligation to accommodate congressional needs. Despite that DOJ opinion on this matter, will you commit to accommodating congressional oversight requests regardless of party affiliation or committee status of the member making the request?
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. In working with the VA, this committee frequently requests data, materials, and policy views from the department to inform our oversight and legislative work. Responses to these inquiries frequently get cleared through the Office of the Undersecretaries, and unfortunately that process often involves time delays and keeps us from receiving a timely response. If you are confirmed, how will you prioritize responses to this committee to make certain we have the information we need to serve veterans in a timely manner? I have no doubt you will answer this question to my satisfaction as a former staff member of this committee.
Well, Senator, as you rightly indicated, I have shared your frustration over the past 15 years with both untimely and insufficient responses from the department. I would also say that since I've been in this role over the last 6 months, I've probably contributed to the timeline delays because the answers that have come to me have been unsatisfactory. I don't think that they've responded directly to the questions that have been asked. So oftentimes I go back and I work with the team to make sure that we revise the answer to appropriately address it. But you know, as a former Senate staffer, I know that it's critical we have transparent, ongoing, and timely deliberations and communications. So I will promise, if confirmed, to make it a priority to improve both the quality and the timeliness of our responses to your inquiries.
Thank you. Mr. Jacobs, when we met earlier this week, I told you that often what I know of the circumstances of veterans and their VA experience comes to me from Kansas veterans through casework. In addition to that, through conversations, emails, but it's generally people who are raising a problem, an experience they've had with the Department of Veterans Affairs. One such veteran traveled 65 miles each way for a contract disability exam as part of his disability benefits claim. The contract examiner is supposed to provide a mileage reimbursement for that travel, but after 5 months, multiple phone calls and multiple checks proposal supposedly being sent, this veteran does still not have his reimbursement or any answer. What should this process look like from the veteran's experience, and where is the disconnect between VBA and the regional offices and the examination contractors?
Well, Senator, it's an excellent point that you raised, and I appreciated our conversation in your office. I would start by saying that veterans shouldn't have to go to their member of Congress to get their issues resolved. That is, to me, unacceptable, and it's something that we need to fix. But I'm glad that they do have that recourse. Second, I would say that as we look at the types of issues that are raised through caseworkers, I think that gives us an opportunity to not only fix the issue at the local level, so our regional offices should be working closely with each of your caseworkers, but we also have an opportunity to identify trends that we should be addressing at the national level and trying to respond and remediate them if necessary. In the particular case of the veteran that you just explained, I would ask if it would be possible to get the information so I can personally look into that and take care of it, and make sure that any broader systemic issues that are underlying it are also addressed.
I would welcome that, that providing that information to you, and I appreciate your response indicating that one case is often more than just one veteran who's experienced the same circumstance. I've heard from my staff who work for veterans in our office and veterans in Kansas about their frustrations of receiving notices that claims are, let me say that sentence better, that the frustration arises from the veteran receiving a notice. The notice indicates that their claims are, quote, ready for decision. However, the veteran still does not receive a final decision for months on end. So in a sense, we're building up the expectation. They bring to me, I've got this notice that says it's ready for decision, but nothing has happened. Especially now with the PACT Act, On top of the other claims, it is more important than ever to properly notify veterans about their pending claims and where they are in the process. If confirmed, how will you improve these communications with veterans as they await a decision on their claim, as well as work with your regional offices to ensure veterans are receiving timely and accurate information about their claims in the process of receiving a final determination?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the question. I think the reason we have so many claims, and it's out of balance right now in this ready for decision cycle, is it's a byproduct in part of us catching up from the work coming out of COVID, where we were able to work through a number of claims. We had to pause a bit because of the supply chain challenges, not being able to get veterans safely to C&P examiners or obtain their records. And so we've got this kind of pig in a python type of challenge, but that doesn't matter to the veteran. That's a context, right? What matters to the veteran is that they understand where their claim is and that they understand what's happening. I agree that there are challenges with the way that we categorize the nomenclature of ready for decision, because in many cases it is in fact not ready for decision. So one of the key things that we are going to be working on, and I will pay significant attention to if confirmed, is focusing on how we improve the communications to manage expectations. It's confusing for veterans. It's not only the categorization of ready for decision, but our notification letters. I was in Philadelphia at our regional office, and I was listening into one of the call center agents. Got a call from a veteran. He was trying to decipher what this letter meant for him. These letters are written for lawyers, by lawyers. We've got to change that so that veterans actually understand what's happening. And one of the key actions coming out of a PACT Act offsite we held in December, which a number of your staff attended, is a concerted effort to improve how we communicate status and through multiple channels, not only through the app, through the website, but also through the letters. And then finally, I would add that we also just have to kind of buckle down and get those claims decided and decisions to the veteran.
I guess that's a good point, is that the decision is really what they want, not the notice.
Correct.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, thank you. You're going to lose me momentarily. While Mr. Jacobs is hugely important, I have to go see that we pass a resolution related to the Chiefs' success in the Super Bowl. So you will miss me for a portion of the remainder of your hearing.
We absolutely will miss you, Senator Moran, especially the compliments. I'm going to miss those. But thank you very much. Thank you. Look,